Communities Act. Go look it up. It's actually two versions of it. I believe one has been updated, from the original one. They added some things in there, so you can go check that actually as well. So basically, when you become a foreign sovereign, when you become a sovereign, or when you become a transient foreigner, you're basically a foreign government to the USA. See what I'm saying? So you can't conduct no commerce with them unless you're negotiating your contract. But when you negotiate your contract, see, you're waiving rights. You don't know of it, but you're waiving your rights. Even though you can do it, it's possible you can do it. But why would you do something that you know is no good for you in general when it keeps you as a slave? Period. Because that's what they're doing. That's what they have done. They even told you a resident is not even a resident. Matter of fact, I'm going to break that down to you too as well, because all this stuff is consistent with each other. That's the coolest thing. Everything is consistent with each other. Even though I'm jumping here and there, but everything's pretty much showing you. It's showing a whole, it's laid out there. It's kind of giving you, it's painting you a picture. Hey, here's the picture. It's Picasso, here's a Picasso picture for you. Laid out real in general, but you got to figure out what I'm trying to explain. Because that's basically where it comes from, So these are certain things we got to really pay attention to, because we're putting ourselves in these jurisdictions, and we putting ourselves under these foreign government called United States of America. So it's pretty interesting. Okay, this is actually from the Law of Nations. He's actually stating residents as a distinguished from citizens are aliens who are permitted to take up a permanent abode in the country, being bound to the society by reason of their intention of dwelling in it. They are subject to its laws so long as they remain there, and being protected by it, they must defend it, although they do not enjoy all the rights of citizenship. They have only certain privileges which the law or customs gives them. Permanent residents are those who have been given the right of perpetual residence. They are here's the key right here. They are sort of citizens of less privileged character and are subject to the society without enjoying all its advantages. Their children succeed to their status for the right of perpetual residence given them by the state passes to their children. And that's Law of Nations, page 87. Edel Vettel, Volume 3, 1758, Carnegie Institution of Washington. Emphasis added. So that's a good reference there. And you can actually find that book actually on Google Books. You can find that publication. Actually, it's pretty thick too. It's about 666 pages. So, and it's funny because when you do look at them old documents or them old books back in the day, you're talking some big thick documents. You're talking 1,000 pages, boom, 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 of law and references. So that brings me to our next subject, diplomats. Okay, we always using that, the diplomats, the music, the song, everybody, diplomatic immunity, diplomatic relations, your diplomatic agent. Come on, diplomatic immunity. And that diplomatic immunity is a manufactured word also, a word they just phrase together, according to what I've been researching, especially with, in the Black's Law's Dictionary. Certain things have been cultivated or man-made, okay. So, and as well, you should have fun. You should have a sense of humor, especially in this stuff, because it's a lot there's a lot of issues that's coming off. And the more you read, the more you dig in that hole, as old Alice in Wonderland, it gets deeper and deeper, literally deeper and deeper. You start popping off all kinds of things. What am I talking about? I'm a sovereign. No, I'm a sovereign when I'm with the community of the people. You know what I'm saying? I'm a sovereign when we're the community, but when, as not individuals, but as so-called sentient beings alone on our own. Let me say it like that. When we're on our own, we're autonomous. Ain't no political. It's about who we are as a nation. What I am as a nation. I make my own law. I'm my own nation. I'm my own foreign nation. So that's how you got to go about that. And like I said, we're just breaking it down for you a little bit more in detail. I know a lot of us haven't really done the homework, because we're proving that, because how we're coming out on these different documents, and even on the level of the housing industry, and all the QWRs and all these other things, and how we're stating these questions. We're not asking the right questions. That's where it really comes down to. We're not asking the right questions. So let me break it down. Diplomats. Okay, and actually, let me break this too. There's certain terms. It got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 terms that's all related to diplomat, or diplomatic, or diplomacy, or diploma, diplomatic agent, an international law, a general name for all classes of persons charged with negotiation, transaction, or superintendence of diplomatic business of a nation with that of another. See also ambassador. Okay, diplomatic relationships established with foreign communications and acknowledgement between one country and another, and with which diplomatic agents are exchanged. Diplomatics. The science of diplomas, or ancient writings and documents, the art of judging ancient characters. Charters, public documents, diplomas, etc., and discriminating the true from the false. Whew, check that out. And it's pretty funny too, because of diplomatic immunity. And that's what we want to go to, immunity. And you can, references on that was page Black's Laws Dictionary, 5th edition, and like I said, I'm not going to even go there on the old editions, but you can look in the old editions and find it. 5th edition is right in the middle, so everything pretty much changed after the 5th. The 6th, I believe, stopped putting the case laws in there, and 7th and 8th, you can check all the rest of those, so it start getting a little skimpier too. The books get a little smaller too. Even though they're adding a couple things in there, but you want to go back to the old, so you can pick up the old laws and certain things, terminology that was back in the day that they try to throw up under the rug, so you can forget old autonomous man, woman. So that's pages for diplomatic is page 413 in the Black's Laws Dictionary, 5th edition. So I want to make sure people know that. So immunity. Let's go see what immunity mean. Okay, and that's on page 6, 7, and 9. 6, 7, and 9. 6, 7, and 9. Okay, we're coming to it. 679, immunity. Don't that sound like old Martin Luther? Immunity has been no. Oh man, 679. Let me see where it is. Now I can't even find it. What I do? Misquote the number. 679. Immunity. Oh, I got that page number wrong. Yeah, I don't see it up in here. Wow, how did I get that wrong? Okay. What was I doing? Messing around? Okay, here we go. How did I get that number wrong? Immunity 676. That's what it is. I get that wrong. That's crazy. So 676, correction, on immunity. And immunity was actually pretty thick. Immunitization. There's another word. So some things to think about. Immunity. So check this out, and I'll read just the first. Because it break it down different. You got a whole bunch of them here. So, exemption as from serving in an office or performing duties which the law generally requires other citizens to perform, e.g., exemption from paying taxes, freedom from duty or penalty. Special privilege. See also exemption, judicial immunity, legislative immunity.